Hello, this is Vidita from V Styles and V Hanley Collections. Welcome tonight. We have an amazing night for you. We have the entertainer, the radio host personality, the philanthropist, and the voice that can calm any storm, the legendary Lenny Green. Welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor and a pleasure to be in your space. I appreciate this. Thank you.
Yes, you have done so many things. It's hard to know where to start. So let's start with WBLS. This has been what, your 20th year of the Quiet Storm? What anniversary are we on?
Not quite. Not quite. So it's kind of complicated. I'm a complicated individual. So the the Quiet Storm thing started around 2012, I think.
Mhm.
You're around 2012. So from 2012 to now, we're getting there. That's for sure. But it's an honor because there's only one other man that did the Quiet Storm, and that was my mentor, Vaughn
One
Harper,
Harper.
at the time. When I was growing up, he was the voice, and he set the tone and everything. And then it was a greater honor when I finally made it to New York City radio, and I had to compete against him.
Hmm.
That was a greater honor, and a scary honor because he was already a legend. He had always, Vaughn Harper. Anybody from New York, Vaughn Harper was a legend in the basketball arena. Actually, he was drafted by the Detroit Pistons
Hmm.
because he went to Syracuse University. He blew out his knee. So basketball was his thing, even though he had a great, resonant, deep voice. And right as soon as he got signed, he blew out his knee and his basketball career ended. So Frankie Crocker found him. Frankie Crocker was the program director at WBLS back in the day. And hey, offered him the job. And he was doing the job of the Quiet Storm for years and years and years. So I'm honored to be the second man coming on his heels and standing on his shoulders to continue the legacy of the Quiet Storm in New York.
And you've been here since what, 10 years, 2016?
Something like that.
Something
I'm
like
I'm
that.
here.
Well, I'm going to say 10-year anniversary, okay?
Okay, all
And
right, we'll go with that.
that's still a great run, especially what you have a 40-year career in the
In the
radio
business.
industry,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is like
yeah. No, it's
legendary in itself. I mean, because this industry itself is so fickle. So to have that type of career is a blessing, and that is a testimony to your talent.
well. Thank God he gave me a talent. So I thank God all the time for giving me a purpose in life. But trust me, just like anybody else, I used to do the jobs. I worked in retail. I was a bike mechanic. I sold rugs. I sold clocks.
Mhm.
Um, I worked at Burger King. Look, I did I worked in a freezer. I did what I was doing. But at that time, in those early years, my love was singing. I didn't think about this radio thing. Radio? Nah, I wasn't thinking about. My mom would always have the radio on in our home, but it was like kind of just there
Mhm.
until God told me you can't be Michael Jackson. I already have Michael Jackson, but I'm going to give you an opportunity to use your voice. I'm going to give you an opportunity to work in the music business, not directly, but you're going to be working in the music business. And what more could I ask for? I mean, and then he gave me a purpose. And the struggle is the struggle, just as with any career. But I'm thankful.
But you were one of the youngest people to sing at the Apollo at Amateur Night, which is
Yeah, well, that's a
a
big
nice
thing.
bragging
I
right.
I don't think I can't take the credit of being the youngest. I think
One of the
we can't forget
youngest.
about
You're one of the youngest.
yeah, because Michael again, Michael,
There was a
man.
few 12-year-olds and you were listed as one of those
Okay, okay, there you
12-year-olds.
go. There you go. Well, I'm glad I was listening because I damn sure didn't come in first place. I can tell you that one. The Apollo is a rough audience, and so many people, Padita, that I've spoken to over the years that have performed at the Apollo Theater for the first time, for the very
Mhm.
first time, were frightened. That
Mhm.
so their legacy of the Apollo Theater goes back way before
Mhm.
I could even walk. It had that reputation as like Don't step into the Apollo if you can't sing. And if you
Exactly.
do step into the Apollo and you can't sing, we're gonna
We're
let you
gonna tell
know you
you.
can't sing.
We're gonna let you
Yeah,
know.
we'll let you know. So the Apollo's no joke. I can't wait for it to open back up.
But yeah, your voice carried
Well,
you some ways. What was the name of your singing group?
the inside voices.
The Inside Voice. And you sang with them until college?
No, no, the fellas they bailed out. So it went
Oh,
from
okay.
the inside voices to just me.
Hmm.
And then by the time I got to college, I was singing by myself, and it was cool. I thought I could handle it, but again, it's
But
interesting what we want and what's intended for us to have.
right, because your voice still carried you a long way. It's just a different intention.
This is true. This is
Because
true. So
while you were at
I can't.
while you were at college, that's how you found your blessing or
Yeah,
your
yeah.
calling.
Correct. Correct. That's when God said, "You're not doing music. You're not singing. You're gonna be doing radio." I said, "Okay."
And how did that happen?
By accident, I got to Kingsborough Community College in Brooklyn, where I was born, bred, and raised in, and people were telling me to go to the college radio station. Nah, college radio station. What for? I don't want to go to college. And I blew it off for like a semester. And then eventually, when I went, and then when I went, I fell in love with radio like instantaneously.
Nice.
Yeah,
So, was there a certain genre that you did when you were in college?
a certain, a certain what?
Like, was there a certain style of music that you played?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So my mom and my older brother, they always would play jazz, like traditional jazz, smooth jazz, and I fell in love. I didn't understand the traditional jazz a lot, because I was real young, but I liked the contemporary jazz, the smooth
Mhm,
jazz is what we enjoy. A lot of us enjoy it today as well. And I still love smooth jazz. As a matter of fact, if you listen to The Quiet Storm, chances are you're going to hear an instrumental smooth jazz track underneath me.
mhm.
That's how much I love smooth jazz. I just love it. And plus, I love the saxophone. Um, so I did college radio station at Kingsborough Community College gave me an opportunity to do a 6 hour show on a Sunday, and it was smooth jazz. And that's where, you know, the first bumps of the road of life of learning radio came into play.
Nice. So, oh, what was your major in college?
Well, it was broadcast management.
Okay.
And this is before I came to the radio station. Like
Mhm.
I had to find something. I didn't just want to go with liberal arts. So I said, broadcast management sounds interesting.
Okay. So
So
yeah, this
broadcast management.
you were on the right path. So,
Subconsciously, right? Right.
so after you graduated, what was your next step? Like, what
Oh,
was your radio station?
I wanted to be on WBLS. Of course.
Nice.
That was hallucination because no
You
one starts.
manifested it eventually.
Eventually, yeah, like many years later, it took me 12 years. That's a hell of a manifestation, but it took 12 years
Okay.
to get to New York City radio.
Hmm.
And it's
So,
interesting,
so tell me
one
about
thing I
that
would say,
journey during those 12 years to get to your dream
I
job.
was doing everything. I was hustling. I was hustling like I hustle now. I was
Mhm,
hustling trying to emulate the people that I heard on the radio, on
mhm,
WBLS, on 98.7 KISS FM at the time in New York. KISS FM in New York is no longer in existence. But I was listening to every radio personality because I'm not a the common name of what I do is a DJ, but I'm not a DJ.
mhm.
I'm a personality because I don't
Right.
sell. I don't mix. You come to a party and I'm DJing, and if it's slow jams, I can mix the hell out of slow jams. But if you're coming to a party and I'm mixing fast songs, you're gonna leave immediately. So I can't mix fast music, but I can definitely blend that slow music the right way. So yeah, I just started paying attention to the voices, and there was so many golden voices here in New York, from Vi Higginson, who was the first lady. She's the first
Mhm,
lady of WBLS.
mhm.
To Frankie Crocker, to Ken Webb. I was listening to everybody everywhere. Jeff Troy, Gary Bird, it was Vaughn Harper. I was listening to all these amazing voices, and I wanted to just be good. I just wanted to be like them.
Right.
So I guess a little piece of everyone who I listened to as I was growing up, once I fell in love with this radio game, is in me
Right.
subconsciously. Yeah.
But your first job, that was in the DC area, right?
I wish.
Where was it?
Actually,
Richmond.
Washington D.C. Oh well, yeah, Richmond. Yeah, but it's so funny you mentioned D.C. Let me just share that with everyone. A lot of people think who grew up like us up in the Northeast. A lot of people think the Quiet Storm started up here. It
Hmm.
really started in Washington D.C. So it's so funny you mentioned Washington D.C. The woman who owns TV
Hmm.
One syndication, her name is Kathy Hughes. She's the one who actually started the Quiet Storm in Washington D.C. with a gentleman by the name of Melvin Lindsay.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But the Quiet Storm birth was there, and then obviously Frankie Crocker had another vision, and he said, "Well, I need to start a Quiet Storm up here in New York," and that's
Hmm.
when Vaughn Harper came.
Nice. Since we're talking
Excuse me.
about the Quiet Storm, where did the name the Quiet Storm come from?
It came from a gentleman by the name of Smokey Robinson,
Hmm.
who called himself a quiet singer,
Hmm.
and Jackie Smokey Robinson was going through like a transition in life because a lot of folks who understand those classics from back in the day, they were Smokey Robinson and the Miracles. Smokey kind of got tired, but Smokey was not only a singer. Smokey has always been a songwriter, and not a
Hmm.
lot of people didn't know that. He wrote the Temptations, several big hits for the Temptations. He wrote hits for Marvin Gaye, anybody who was with Motown. Because you know why he had that opportunity? Because his best friend is Berry Gordy. So
Mm.
Berry Gordy founded Motown Records,
Right.
and him and Smokey bonded over the years to this day because Berry Gordy must be in his 90s now,
Wow.
and Smokey's in his 80s, but gifted minds and
They
creativity
are.
and destined blessings came together and everything started to blossom. So um, after a while, I guess Smokey must have got a little tired, maybe going on the road.
Hmm.
So he decided to become um, an employee of
Hmm.
Motown even more and became vice president. And he was basically signing checks. And then Barry Gordy, the way the story was told to me by Smokey, Barry Gordy said, "Hey, man, look, you look miserable, man. Go back to music." Went back to music. And the first album he came out with in 1974, the album was called The Quiet Storm.
Mm.
And that iconic song to this day is still great. And I'm thank God for Smokey for birthing the name The Quiet Storm. And we all jumped on it because there's many Quiet Storm. I want to clear that up with everyone, especially your audience. There's a lot of Quiet Storm formats or
Hmm.
radio shows around the
Hmm.
country. There's only one though. That's the Quiet Storm with Lenny Green, and that's me. But there's many.
Exactly.
I just want you
Right.
to.
Exactly. Exactly. So, how did you make the transition to Kiss?
That was it wasn't an easy transition. So you mentioned Richmond, Virginia.
Hmm.
From Richmond, Virginia, I came back to New York,
Hmm.
had an opportunity to work at a radio syndication company just as an office administrator. In that moment, I met a man who I didn't know at the time was good friends with Vinnie Brown. Vinnie Brown was and still is one of the highly most respected radio programmers in the country.
Hmm.
He was best friends with him, but I didn't know for 10 years. I didn't know till 10 years later that
Hmm.
he was best friends. This brother by the name of Ken Simmons was best friends with Vinnie Brown. And so after that, after that 1 year of working as an administrator, I also was able to get a part-time job in Connecticut. So basically, I was working 7 days a week. Monday through Friday was an office administrator. Saturday and Sunday, I would travel to New Haven, Connecticut, and work on Saturday and Sunday with my shows. A
Hmm.
year after that, they offered me an opportunity to become the morning man in New Haven, Connecticut.
Hmm.
Stayed up there. I went from morning man, almost got fired because I overslept. That's the bad thing about morning shows. You got to be up early, and I'm not that early guy. So overslept. You know, it's horrible when you are supposed to be on your job and your boss is on your job doing your job.
Oh
So I was
yeah.
put on 30-day suspension. They moved me from mornings to middays. Like
Mhm.
middays is like from 10 in the morning to like 2 or 3. And then they moved me to the evening show from
Mhm.
7 p.m. where I'm at now at night,
Works for you.
which was best for me. And at that time, it was called Whisper Softly. So I was
Mhm.
doing a Quiet Storm formatted show. Like it was all slow jams, but it was called Whisper Softly. And eventually, 9.5 years later, I would have found out the brother who I used to work with when I was an office administrator was good friends with Vinny Brown, who was the program director.
Mhm.
And that's how my journey. He gave me an opportunity, not right out the way. I'll be lying if I said he gave me an opportunity right out the box. He told me that he didn't have any jobs for me.
Mhm.
He told me I have all my full-time announcers, I have all my part-time announcers, I got my fill-in announcers, but do you want the job? I said, but you don't have a job. Do you want the job? I said, yes, sir, I want the job. Whatever job you don't have for me, that's the job I want. So around 3 weeks later, he called me up. He says, look, I have no job for you on radio, but what I want you to do is come in here and answer the phones and open up the mail. And I can only pay you $10 an hour. Do you want it? Yes, sir. I'll take it. Because in my mind, I said, somebody may get sick. Now, I know that's a bad way to think, right? Somebody's going to get sick, but they may need somebody.
Right.
That's exactly what happened. Around a month later,
Oh wow, that was pretty quick
somebody,
too.
it was pretty quick. Somebody couldn't make it in, and he said, "I need you to fill in." I'm like, "Fill in?" He said, "You do radio, right? You're a radio personality, right?" Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am. I am. I need you to fill in. So you talking about being nervous? Oh my God, it was nervous is an understatement. I was shaking, peeing in my pants, the whole nine. I didn't want to mess up at all. So yeah, that was my first opportunity. And after that, he kept testing me. So the next time was, I want you just to run the control board. I don't want you to talk. It was from midnight until 6 o'clock in the morning. Who comes walking in around 2 o'clock in the morning? He does.
Mhm.
I'm like, oh my God. You see, it's one thing when you know what you have to do, but it's more pressure on you when you know the boss is there.
Watching you,
You
yeah.
can't even sneeze the wrong way.
Right.
And he had every monitor throughout the entire station turned up.
Making sure you're
So
not dozing off.
oh my God. Again, pressure, pressure. Shout out to Jill Scott. That's her new song, Pressure. I
Mhm.
understand what pressure is all about. Yeah, so you know what? Eventually, things led to one another, and here I am.
Nice. That's a blessing. And you've been at Quiet Storm, just doing your thing.
Yeah, well, when I got on Kiss, we couldn't call it the Quiet Storm because my mentor Vaughn Harper had the Quiet Storm,
Hmm.
so we called the Kissing After Dark.
Right. That's
Same
right.
kind of music, but
Hmm.
different name. So
Right.
we couldn't use the same name. You will never find two Quiet Storms in the same city.
So
So somebody's going.
how did he pick you, or how did you make that transition over?
So the owners, so the radio station was giving up the radio station,
Hmm.
and we found out that people at WBLS in the time that I was competing against Keith Sweat, because Keith Sweat had a radio show, I was beating him in the ratings. You hear
Hmm.
that, Keith? I was beating you in the ratings. Won't be the last time. So after that, yeah, they dissolved Kiss FM, and the bosses at BLS, shout out to Dion Livingston, who was the general manager. Thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to come over to BLS. And here I be.
AUB. I mean, you're definitely good at what you do. You even
Thank you.
won the most memorable entertainer for Billboard or host
Yeah, yeah,
for
host.
Billboard.
That was a great honor, to be given a prestigious honor like that from people that's within the industry, knowing that there's a lot of big dogs in the game or radio and in any industry. It was an honor to bestowed that award. I
Yeah,
cherish it.
personality of the year. That's a big deal. So,
It
as
is,
your
and that's why I do.
but you've interviewed like a lot of people. You've interviewed Patti LaBelle, Shaka Khan, Mary J. Blige, Spike Lee, Jay-Z. Is there anyone that you haven't interviewed that you wish you had the opportunity to interview?
I've never interviewed Samuel L. Jackson. I've never interviewed Denzel Washington. I haven't interviewed Angela Bassett. I mean, there's so many. I haven't interviewed Oprah. I haven't interviewed so many people.
Okay, we're
But
gonna
the way I
manifest
look at it,
that.
I haven't interviewed Tyler Perry. I haven't interviewed Tyler Perry, but I've
Tyler Perry
interviewed
would
a
be a
lot of
great
people.
one.
Yep. Yeah, it would, yeah, it would be great. But I've interviewed a lot of people that work with Tyler Perry. I don't know if you watched House of Pain, but Mr. Brown, Cora, which is the man's David and Tamla Band. I've interviewed them. I've interviewed so many people that's on his other programs. DeVal Ellis, who's a part of Sisters, and so many Fatima. I've interviewed so many people that work with Tyler Perry, but I have not had the honors of meeting or working with, or interviewing or talking with Mr. Perry yet. But if it's destined to be, it will happen.
Okay, we gotta manifest that. Out of all your interviews, was there a statement or advice that was so profound that it stuck with you?
That's a very good question. There's been so much advice that I've heard. If it didn't stick with me, I knew it was sticking with just people in general. Because I've often asked for encouraging words from those who are pursuing, like acting. Like my niece, she's an actor, and every actor that I meet, I often do a video with them and ask them if they can give her some encouraging words. Because you know what, pursuing a career, a job, any job could be a career for anybody.
Mhm.
Pursuing a career within the arts of entertainment is very challenging. It could be very depressing. It could be it's very emotional. And sometimes we all need a little motivation to just keep us going, get us through that next chapter or that next step. So I try to encourage my niece by having others who are in the game, who faces who we all know, um, just impart some words on her, like Courtney B. Vance. Yeah, I think I'm saying that right. If I'm not, please forgive me. Angela Bassett's husband,
Mhm.
Courtney B. Vance. Yeah, had a chance to talk with him because he did The Preacher's Wife, which is one of my favorite movies. He did countless movies. David Oyelowo, who
Mhm.
played Martin Luther King in Selma, and he does so many movies, and so many other actresses. I often ask them to like, could you do me a favor? Could you just give some words of encouragement to my niece? And I think and hope that she embraces that. But as far as what I'm just so motivated by many things, especially I was impacted when Bishop T.D. Jakes came to sit down and talk with me on one of his books. So many things that he has imparted upon me. Dr. A.R. Bernard, another pastor out of New York, has sat down with me. I can't remember so don't ask me, but I can't remember the exact breakdown of everything that was in the book. But he wrote a book called Four Things Women Want to Know About Men. And obviously that stirred up a lot of attention because a lot of you ladies want to hear what we know about you, and you want to know what it goes vice versa. But there's been so many positive affirmations and statements that have been said to me by so many people. I can't just say one. I mean, I could say definitely Quincy Jones imparted information on me. Isaac Hayes, the man who actually gave me this new hairstyle, he imparted wisdom on me all the time. So many people from all walks of life, along with Bishop T.D. Jakes, Dr. A.R. Bernard, and countless others, have imparted just encouragement and stay steadfast, because obviously we're put into certain situations or circles, not by accident,
Mhm.
purposefully. And I like to consider myself to be a very spiritual man. So walking by faith is what I've learned to do a lot. So yeah, I've been encouraged. I've been infused with so much positivity from so many others.
Speaking of walking in faith, because it seems like you're definitely living in your destiny and you definitely had a lot of opportunities fall into your lap, which has given you this amazing career. But was there ever a time where you felt like there was a wall or obstacle and you like, God, like, is this gonna happen? What were you feeling like? Were you discouraged? And how did you overcome um that moment?
I'm I'm going through that moment now. If only you knew my life. Um, so when I was working in Connecticut radio, 9 years, 9 years, and I'm praying, and I'm like, God, is there ever going to be an opportunity for me to? And I'm talking to God, just like I'm talking to you, for me to ever get to New York. I would really love to have that opportunity. You will always be praised, always, always be exalted. Um, and like I said, it goes on now. So in this business, no matter how long you're in the business, there are peaks and valleys, I think, to everything in life. And I've been at, I haven't been at the crescendo, but I've been at peaks. I've had a lot of valleys. And in those valley moments, that's where you need that upliftment. That's where you need that encouragement. That's where you need that support. That's where you need people who may know about what you do or don't know about what you do, but are just pouring and manifesting things to you. And thank God I've always encircled myself with, I should say, I've always had people around me that encircled me that are spiritual
Mhm.
and that have are strong faith believers. And I believe, and that's why I live on. Because I believe in God and I know there's a God and I know I've been blessed and I know I fall short of his grace too on many occasions. But yet we have such a forgiving God that I'm moving and I'm still living and I'm still doing and I'm blessed and I'm thankful. I don't take the blessings, I don't take this opportunity, what I do, how long I've been in this game, I don't take nothing for granted because just as quick as it has been given to me is just as quick as it could be taken away from me.
That is so true. That is a blessing. So, so if a young person was trying to get into this industry, what advice would you give them?
If a young person was trying to get into any industry, um, first thing I would say to you is pay attention to those who have walked before you. See, every time, even me, for a moment, we don't do our homework sometimes. And what I think we all must do is, if you found a love and a desire for an industry that has been in existence for a long time, chances are someone has done it before. Now, if you have created a lane that no one has touched on before, then you still walk by faith. But pay attention to those who are in an industry that you have interest in and
Mhm.
sit down and get to know who the players are. When I use the term lightly, get to know who the movers and shakers are. Get to know more about them. Understand their roles. Understand the responsibility that comes with it because we often want certain things, but we don't understand there's a level of responsibility that we have to live up to when you get into those situations. So, are you ready? Are you prepared emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? And when you're not prepared emotionally, that's where the spirituality comes in because that's going to carry you through. Because sometimes you do give up. You get discouraged because we all want things now. We don't want to wait. We want it right now. Forget about next month,
Mhm.
6 months. No, and that's not the way it goes. You know, the quicker you get things, the quicker things leave you too. And I know, trust me, nobody can tell me how it is to wait for something that you want. Like I
Mhm.
said, I'm going through it right now, right?
Mhm.
So I'm in the valley, but I can see a light, but I'm still in the valley, and I'm just praying that I know God has got me. I'm sure that I'm on the right path. Only thing I can do is pray that I'm protected because when you get into these certain circles, you don't know who you're going to meet. You don't know how a person's intentions are. You don't know how well they're going to be around you, how you're going to connect with them. There's a lot of things that goes into meetings and growth. And the higher you go, the more challenges that come your way. A lot of people say the higher you grow, the less challenges. Now, I think it's more challenges because one, you want to, and you know yourself as a designer, you have overcome. I've watched your career over the years, and you have grown so greatly from where you started, from when we first started talking to where you are now. And there's levels to this.
Yeah.
There's a hip hop song because there's levels to this ish, and there's levels to everything in life.
Right.
So as you continue to grow, you'll open up yourself to more things, more opportunities, but other challenges as well. But you want to be able to move in those circles in that growth period, knowing that one, you're spiritually and emotionally based
Mm.
because you have balance in your life. So that way you're not going to make quick decisions. You're not going to sell your soul quickly because people will sell their soul quickly just for an opportunity, and that ain't right. That ain't good. That ain't right, and it's going to be short lived more than you expect.
How do
So,
you find that balance in in this industry of saying, this is what I'm going to this is my belief and I'm standing on it.
well, if this is your belief and that's what you're standing on, and you know this is definitely destined for you to be, then you know by affirmations, you know by people who you are starting to gradually connect with. I think, and that circle that you eventually connect with will not only share with you how they feel. Not everybody will. Not everybody will, because not everybody you meet in the circles that you're in may have good intentions for you. I'm just keeping it real.
Hmm.
But you'll find the good ones, the right ones will outdo the negative. And that's one way of you knowing. The other way that you're knowing is that you'll gradually see things slowly open up for you. That keeps encouraging you to push a little further, go a little harder, advance, and that way you'll know it's possible. And then the other thing is, like, knowing your purpose. We all have a purpose. We've all been blessed with many gifts. But sometimes we don't utilize all the gifts that has been brought to our table, and we overlook them. And there's a story in one of Bishop T.D. Jakes' books about a man who actually, it's a little parable. Let me strain a little bit, but this is going to bring me home. He gets to heaven, right? He gets through the gates, and just as we have been told, it's beautiful. It's breathtaking, but there's one ugly building that's dark and it's gray looking, and it stands out because it's so odd among the mansions that are there.
Hmm.
And he asked the angel, "So what's in that building?" And the angel says, "There's no need to worry about that because you're here now." But he was very assertive and wanted to know. So he eventually goes to the building and he opens up the door. And he sees all these boxes with red ribbons on it. He said, "Well," and they had names on it. He said, "Well, is there a box here for me?" He says, "There's no need for you to think about that now. You are here." So
Hmm.
he doesn't settle on what the angel's telling him. He goes all around the room and looks for the box that has his name.
Hmm.
And he opens up the box. And what's in the box are all the blessings God had for him that he never pursued. So that's how I know that we're blessed with more than one gift in life. We all have a gift. Everybody has a gift. We're blessed with more than one. But are you going to utilize all the gifts that God has for you? And maybe you're holding yourself back and not letting God open up those opportunities for you, or maybe you just didn't know. But if you're focused and if you're paying attention to your growth, you're paying attention to how things are moving, they may not be moving as fast as you want them to, but they say the best way to get to the top is to go slow. A lot of people think the best way to get to the top is to go fast. Remember, the faster you go up, the quicker you come down. The slower you go up, the more you sustain. So
Hmm.
at the end of the day, it's as hard as it may sound. The best thing for you to do is stay fast, stay focused, and keep praying and pursuing what you want to pursue. But don't get settled. Because we think, oh, well, you know what? We're here. I'm here now. I don't have to work so hard. No, when you get there to wherever you want to get, it's a constant grind. It's not about you settling down. I'm hustling. At 30, 40 years in the game, I'm still a hustler. And what I
Right.
mean that in a positive sense is that I'm still a person who's trying to create new things, trying to do new things, trying getting out and meeting people is key in my business, and wanting to utilize every gift my voice can utilize. With animation, if it's runway, if it's just doing radio, if it's commercials, whatever I can use my voice in that God has given me a voice to have, I want to exhaust it. I want to exhaust every talent. If I love acting on the side, so if I want to act, I want to do that. I want to do everything that God wants me to do.
Right. And you
So
and you do, and you help out a lot of people. You also have a Lenny Green Family Day.
yeah, yeah, thank God. I wanted to do something to simply say thank you for the millions of people that are in the tri-state of New York, for listening to me. Radio, um, especially while I work. I work in the evening hours, right, 7 to midnight. And radio, that's the prime time of TV. And for people to take out their time, like I know my mama loved me.
Mhm.
And she's the only one that would listen to my black butt every day for 5 hours every day. But I can't expect everyone to put me in their life like that. So I'm just grateful that people have embraced me in the years that I've been on New York City radio. I don't take their presence again for granted. And this is just a way of giving back. I wanted to do something for the borough that I was born, bred, and raised in, and that's Brooklyn, New York. And so we do something in the heart of Bed-Stuy. We've been using this park, the same park, for the last 23 years. And come Sunday, August 9th of this year, we'll do the 24th annual Lenny Green Family Day. And it's just families coming together, communities coming together, businesses coming together. And it's a day of music, it's a day of entertainment, it's a day of connecting, having fun for the whole family. We have health screenings, we have celebrity softball games, and we just kind of come together and just have a moment, because again, businesses can't make it without people. People can't make it without businesses. So let's bring everybody together and let's see how we all can work things out and build upon each other. So, and now that my mom has gone on to with God, I created something for single mothers like yourself, um, and I give them the Mama Green Women of Dignity Award,
Mhm.
which you, by the way, I'm happy to say, will be getting this year. So yeah, I wanted to wait for this moment.
Thank
Because
you.
you know what, I understand how hard the struggles can be for single mothers. Single mothers have a hard time. My mom did an amazing job raising me, my older brother, and my adopted brother.
Mhm.
And it's just a token of me saying, I see you. I understand the struggles that you're going through. And this is just to say thank you for all that you do and continue to be the best mom you are.
Oh my God,
So
thank you so much.
my mom, no, no, my mom poured a lot into me. I know you pour a lot into your son, and you need to be given your flowers, and you need to be spotlighted for all that you do. So it's just a small token for me to find single mothers and just give them their flowers and give them an award to just know that what you are pouring into, that child that you are pouring into, will continue to make you proud and uplift you.
Oh my goodness, thank you. That is such an honor. I'm speechless because I wasn't expecting that.
That's good because you wasn't supposed to expect it because you didn't know it was coming. No,
Oh
but
wow.
Vidita, you've done so much. I've heard the stories. I know the sacrifices you've made, and I see how you have grown, despite of the obstacles, because you've had obstacles.
Yes, I have.
Um, you have learned how to go around them. You've learned how to work through them, because sometimes you can't go around. You got to just go
Push through.
through the process. So you're seen. And as I don't know what it's like to have a child yet because I don't have one, but I could only imagine how it is because I know how much time and attention my mom has poured into me.
Yes. And I know you were very close to her.
Salute.
I remember that. So I know you got to go back to your
Yes,
radio
very close.
station.
Very close.
And thank you for taking the time out. But I know you have some
We're going to do
events
it.
coming up. So what events do you have coming up? I think one's on the 27th.
Yep. One is on the 27th. Uh, you eat oxtails?
I do.
You don't eat, have you ever had? Yeah, you do.
You
Okay.
know I'm West
Well,
Indian,
we won't be
you know?
serving
Okay.
oxtails, but we're going to have an oxtail.
Mm,
Oh, oh, oh.
oxtail,
What
curry
island?
chicken, all that.
Jamaica.
Not
Oh, so you're
Jamaican,
from
but
Jamaica?
my family is from St. Kitts Nevis.
Oh, that's what I haven't been to St. Kitts to stay. I've been to St. Kitts to visit.
And it's beautiful, right?
Bella, Bella, beautiful, beautiful. I got to go to St. Kitts. Have you gone? Have you gone to Carnival?
No, that I do want to do that. I gotta do that. That's on my
Wait,
bucket
hold on,
list.
hold on, hold on. So you've never been to Carnival? Wait, you can't
No,
claim that you're Caribbean
I
and
know.
you've never been.
I
I
know.
don't even know if you know how to
Oh,
make
any
rice and
of them.
peas.
I still gotta go to Trinidad. I want to do Trinidad Carnival.
Oh, I've done Trinidad Carnival myself. You got to be ready for that. You got to
Yeah,
be ready for it.
yeah.
It's definitely an experience, no question. But no, so we're having an oxtails and grits party. And basically, it's R&B and hip hop versus reggae, soca, Afro beats, dance hall on June 27th. We're going to be right there at the penthouse,
Oh, you speaking my
right
language.
across the street from the Intrepid. Hmm?
I said, you speaking my language. I'm gonna have to go up there and whine a little something.
Oh, well, I don't know. You sound like an American right now, so I don't know if you can hang with the intensity what we're gonna bring you. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? We're
I can
gonna
hang. I can hang. We're gonna have
okay, we'll find
fun.
out. We'll find out.
We're gonna have
But
fun.
please
Yes, I'm born in
invite your
America,
friends.
but we're gonna have
That's
fun.
what's up. And then, like I said, August 9th is Family Day in Von King Park, and then Chapter Two of the Quiet Storm: Escape to Her with Love. Last year we did Jamaica. We're about to sign the agreement to do the next Caribbean island. What is the Quiet Storm Escape? The Quiet Storm Escape is normally 5 days, 4 nights on a Caribbean island. We're bringing our DJs, we're bringing entertainment, we have our themed color parties, and we celebrate life. So it's probably going to take place in May of 2027 or June of 2027. As soon as we get the information, we'll share it with you.
Okay, next. And you are, of course, on WBLS, but I know you're on syndication on Apple. And where else are you?
Yeah, by God's grace, we're in like 15 other markets. We're in Alabama, we're in Oklahoma, we're in Louisiana, we're in Texas, we're in South
The rolling.
Carolina, we're in Georgia. So we're in Georgia and we're in the Bahamas,
In the Bahamas.
Nassau, Freeport, Grand Bahamas. We're in a few places around the country. So if you log in with me on my social media, well, I've been hacked on on one of my pages, trying to get it back. But just stay connected with me on Facebook at least right now. Lenny Green, the Quiet Storm with Lenny Green page, and I'll keep you abreast of what's going on. And as soon as I get the Instagram situation fixed, we'll let you know. We'll keep you abreast. But I'm on social media.
Yes, and I know the grown and sexy know about you, but the youngins, y'all gotta check him out, okay? Lenny
Check me
Green.
out. I promise you. I promise you. You will not regret it. And ladies, I know how stressful your days can be. I know. So if you've never experienced a musical massage, turn me on. And I promise to reciprocate the favor. I promise you. You'll like it.
Is there any
That's
last
all I can
thing
say.
you
But
wanna
Adita, I can't thank you enough for extending an invitation for me to be a part of your platform. I do appreciate it.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. Thank you for the patience. Thank you for the
My
encouragement.
honor.
And it was a pleasure learning about your journey.
Well, thank you so much for listening. I appreciate it. You could be my psychiatrist now that you know a part of my life. But I expect to see you not only at the Oxtail and Grits party, but I expect to see you in August so I can present you with the Mama Green Women of Dignity Award because
Yes,
you're definitely a woman
I will
who
be
is
there.
definitely appreciate that.
We will be
Appreciate
there.
that.
And
But
this
thank you.
and this is Vidita from V Styles of V Handling Collections. Once again, we're here with Lenny Green. It was a pleasure and thank y'all for watching. Have a great night, y'all. Awesome.